Hello and I welcome all of you to this standard master class in which I will be covering the new exam content outline that had been launched on 11th of March for the PgMP exam, and I am really thankful to all our participants who are here in this call, and later on we will be sharing this on other channels also. Okay, so first of all, starting with the standard for program management, as you can see on the screen, the fifth edition is officially launched on 11th of March by PMI, and on the right side of the screen on the page you can see the contributors who were part of this team who reviewed this and who provided the valuable input, and my name is among those of them. So I'm very thankful to all our students whose contributions and discussion helped us, especially me, to foster the concepts, and ultimately we were able to make this standard user friendly once again. So thank you very much for all of your contributions in this regard. So currently this standard is available only for the members, but within next 1 week, last week of March, it will be available for all the public to be purchased on the PMI. So this is the first thing to understood, and starting with the overall changes that have been made in the standard, I will be having the next coaching call next Sunday, in which I will be covering all the complete master sheet that we had done before. But today I will be focusing only on the exam content outline, the changes that have been done, but keeping you the overview perspective that have been changed now is that in chapter number 2, now they have added the principles of program management. So these are some like before key principles upon which the program management has to be done. These are 8 principles that they have added. Number 1 is a stakeholder. Number 2 is a benefit realization. Number 3 is synergy. Number 4 is team of teams. Number 5 is change and leadership. Number 7 is risk, and number 8 is governance. So the detail about this thing we will be covering in the next coaching call. But just for your information, the stakeholders, benefit, risk, and governance is what we already know from the before. Change, also we know what is the change management. Leadership they have added because of the 7 leaders, the quality of the program manager, and synergy and team of teams they have also added. And in the performance domains, in the 4th edition there were 5 domains. In the 6th in this edition there are 6 domains. So the collaboration is already only added. So they have strategic alignment is the same, life cycle management is same, benefits management is same, stakeholder engagement is same, governance framework is also the same. Only collaboration has been added, which is actually telling you that all the performance domains are interlinked with each other and they collaborate with each other in order to achieve the benefits of the program. So there are no specific documents that have been mentioned that are made in this collaboration domain, but everybody should know that now there are 6 domains in PgMP, not the 5 that like we had in the previous edition. Where we will be covering detail in these things. And the major change that have been done now in the strategic alignment domain is that before we had 3 important documents. What were those documents, Mr. Aga? Business case?
Business case, charter, and roadmap.
Yes, but in the new edition, this is business case, charter, and the program management plan. So instead of the roadmap, they have made program management plan as the key third output, and the roadmap is now part of the program management plan, is under the program management plan. That is the biggest change that has been done.
And it is in the formulation subphase?
Starting in the formulation surface and completing in the program planning surface. So it is actually much better now, because at the end of the program definition phase, you get the program management plan. This already we have studied before, but now it's officially there. That first you make a business case and charter, and within the program formulation surface, you start with the program management plan and you complete it at the end of the program definition phase. And roadmap is now under this program management plan. The context and the content of the program management plan are the same, like reflecting the pace, the progress, how you will do the things. But now this is under the program management plan. That is the biggest change that they have introduced in the strategic alignment domain. The benefits management, is almost the same, only the benefit transition and sustainment they have much more clarified. Like Mr. Jay Prakash had a lot of queries before, what is the transition, what is sustainment, that issue is also solved now. And in the stakeholder engagement is same, identifying the stakeholders, stakeholder analysis and stakeholder engagement plan. Only in the analysis in the power interest grid, there is some minor wording change, but not a major sequence change. And the governance framework is again the same, governance practices, governance roles, and governance design and implementation. And under the life cycle is also same three phases of life: delivery phase, definition phase, and the closure phase. Okay, so everybody can see my screen, right? Proper this new domains.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sorry, the sub phases are also
Same program formulation
same.
subphase and program planning subphase, and under the program delivery phase, the three subphases of for each component: component authorization and planning, component oversight and integration, and component transition and closure is also the same.
Okay.
Okay. Now the coming directly to our topic of today, which is only the exam content outline. So this I have prepared the highlighted exam content outline that we have already have been discussing before. So what is the intent of today's class? That we will discuss each and every task, okay, complete, and everybody is invited to share their observations, share their inputs, how the questions can be made out of this exam content outline. Okay. So starting first of all, I will go to in the overall exam content outline, the number of tasks, everything is the same like the fourth edition, but we have a changes in only 8 tasks, total 8 tasks. We are changing the first. I will explain those changes only, and then we go through all the exam content outline. So the first change that is in task number 5 of strategic alignment. Task number 5: evaluate the program business case to develop, validate, and assess the program objectives, priority, feasibility readiness, alignment with the organization's strategic plan. So here the new wording is a program business case. If you want me to open the other document, I can also show you the fourth edition, so that is much more clear. But
it is evaluate the organization's capability by consulting with organizational leaders.
No.
It is
Organization
totally
capability.
changed.
Yes.
It's totally changed now, yeah?
Yes, it's totally changed. So you can see my screen. So in the previous edition, task 5 was evaluate the organization's capability by consulting with organization leaders in order to keep and develop in this. And now it is completely changed. In the new edition, it is a business case now. That makes much more easy thing for us. So if we can read task number 5 now, it is evaluate the program's business case to develop, validate, and assess the program objectives, priority, feasibilities, and readiness and alignment with the organization strategic plan. So that is in line with what we have already studied before. Clear? So this is one of the biggest.
Sorry, here evaluate means create or evaluate?
Evaluate means the business case is already there, how you are using it, how you're evaluating it.
Throughout the program.
Yes, and we will use this business case to develop and validate the program objectives. That is the purpose of, because business case is the interface between the organization level thing and the program. So that's why they have added the business case here. So once we come, we will study the question of this also. Then another change is task 6 of the strategic alignment. This is also completely changed. In the previous edition, it was a bit different. In the previous edition, it was, let me show you first the previous edition. It was identify organizational benefits for the potential program using research methods such as market analysis, high level cost benefit analysis. So the techniques are same. So instead of writing identify organizational benefits, they have now changed it. What does the new standard says? The new standard now says analyze the available information about organizational and business strategies, internal and external influences, and program drivers to identify and quantify the benefits that program stakeholders expect to realize using research methods such as market analysis, high level cost benefit analysis to develop the preliminary program scope and define the benefit realization plan. So the techniques what is written here are the same, but the first few lines are completely changed. Okay. So what does it say now? That you have to analyze the available information about all your organizational and business strategies. So he's including the organization level thing also, internal and external influences like EFs or environmental factors and program drivers to identify and quantify the benefits, because the purpose why I'm initiating the program is again to get the desired benefits that program stakeholders expect to realize using the research methods such as market analysis and high level cost benefit analysis to develop program preliminary program scope. So here the keyword is a preliminary program scope we will make after doing all this work and define the benefits realization plan. So this is completely changed here in task number 6 of strategic alignment. Okay, so next, if you have any questions, you please ask me. Okay, if you have something not clear, we are here to discuss this. Okay, then the next thing that is changed is task 1 of life cycle. You can see my task 1 of standard 4, right?
Yes.
So in the previous, it was develop a program charter using input from all stakeholders, including the sponsors, in order to initiate and design program and benefits. This was the old domain or old task. But in the new task, this is completely updated and they have included the definition of the charter here. So if somebody can read, please. Pradeep, can you read this? Task 1.
Develop the project program charter consisting of the program scope, assumptions, constraint, and high level risks, high level benefits and their realization, timing, key stakeholders, outcomes, resource allocation, and other provisions that tie the program to business case, thereby enabling strategic alignment using input from all stakeholders to initiate and design program and benefits.
So here they have written the complete definition of a charter. So as we know from our keyword, the charter contains the program scope, assumptions, constraints, high-level risk, high-level benefits, their realization, timing, key stakeholders, outcomes, and resource allocation. So these keywords they have included here. So there is no confusion that what is the charter and other provisions that the program that tie the program to the business case. So we know that after business case, we make the program charter, thereby enabling the strategic alignment using input from all stakeholders to initiate and design the program and the benefits. So this is completely updated in this 5th edition. Okay, then the next update is task number 3. What was in 4th edition? Task 3 was develop a high level milestone plan using the goals and objectives in order to align the program with the expectation of the stakeholders. So in this domain, instead of the high level milestone plan, they have given the program roadmap. So in that task number 3, Nasir Saab, are you there? Can you read task number 3 now?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yes, please read
Develop a
task.
program roadmap. Develop a program roadmap using the goals and objectives of the program, applicable historical information, and other available resources, for example, work breakdown structure, scope statement, and benefit realization plan, to align the program with the strategy and manage the expectations of stakeholders, including sponsor steering committee.
So the one bigger change that they have done in all the tasks is that before it was writing including the stakeholders, including the sponsors. but now every time they are writing including sponsored slash the steering committee. This is a common change in the complete echo. Okay. And secondly, instead of the high level milestone plan, there is no some such document now. They have directly written the program roadmap in the task number 3. So he said that we have to develop a program roadmap using the goals and objectives of the program, all applicable historical information, available resources, for example, WBS, scope statements, benefit realization plan, to align the program with the strategy. So it means that whatever we are doing in my program, it should be aligned with my organizational strategy. That is the key message every time. And manage the expectations of the stakeholders, including the sponsors and the steering committee. So instead of the high level milestone plan, now we have directly the program roadmap, which is much more clear to all of us now. Clear. Next change is task number 4, domain to task 4. Before it was develop an accountability matrix. The special keyword was accountability matrix, that were by identifying and assigning the program roles and responsibilities in order to build the core team and to differentiate between program and project resources. So instead of the accountability matrix, now they have a new name, which is responsibility assignment matrix. The description is completely the same, but the new word is responsibility assignment matrix. So Mr. Aga, can you read task 4?
Develop a responsibility assignment matrix by identifying and assigning program roles and responsibilities to build the program management core team and differentiate between the program and project resources. So
the definition,
only
everything is
responsibility
same.
assignment.
Yes. So as whoever is going to give the new exam, so in the option, if he will give you responsibility assignment matrix and the accountability matrix, then the correct answer will be responsibility assignment matrix, because please keep in mind the exam is based on exam content outline. Okay. So now there is no word of the accountability matrix, and now we have a responsibility assignment matrix. The purpose and the content of that is the same that was before. So now it's a develop a responsibility assignment matrix by identifying and assigning the program roles and responsibilities to build the program management core team and differentiate between the program and project resources. Okay, the next change is task number 13. In the previous domain task, and the other thing is that before it was initiating, planning, they have given the headings, but now they have removed these headings, and all the 35 tasks of the program lifecycle is under the same one heading of the program lifecycle. So task 13 was develop the transition, integration and closure plan by defining exit criteria in order to ensure all administrative, commercial and contractual obligations are met. This was in the 4th edition. In the updated eco, instead of this plans, he has written benefits management plan. So Mr. Azim, can you read this task 13 or anyone?
Develop the benefits management plan, including benefits integration, transition, and statement by defining exit criteria to ensure all administrative, commercial, and contractual obligations are met upon program completion.
So the wording is the same. The good thing here is that now they have defined the benefits management plan, which includes under that management plan, they have included benefits integration, transition and sustainment. Okay, so this is whatever we are doing in the benefits topic is now covered in the benefits management plan, which is much more clear now. By defining the exit criteria, the exit criteria is defined because we have to say that when the benefits are realized and how I can go out of my component. So that is in the included in that defining the exit criteria to ensure all administrative, commercial and contractual obligations are met upon the program completion. So it means that at the end of the program, when I will be making sure that the program is ready to be closed, it has met all the required requirements from my side. So benefit management plan will be used as a reference document. This is a change now. And the next change is task number 32. Before, task number 32 was obtain stakeholder approval for program closure in order to initiate the closeout activities. That was the previous one. But now the meaning is same, but they have renamed it. Now task 32 is, Mr. can you read this task 32?
Yes, sir. So, also conduct program closure within the boundaries of the governance framework.
So they have everything is now covering under the umbrella of a governance framework. Okay, so this is also a
Yeah.
change here. Before there was no concept of governance framework, but now governance framework is included in it things. Okay, so that is the purpose is the same. Surely when we'll go to the stage gate review, we will need the approval of the steering committee or the sponsors, key stakeholders, but here they have given directly the governance framework.
Okay.
And the next change is in governance. Before governance task 2, governance task 2. Before it was select a governance model structure, including policies, procedures, and standards that conforms program practices with the organization's governance structure in order to deliver program objectives consistent with organizational governance requirements. So instead of the governance model structure, they have a new word which is a governance framework structure. Okay. Jayaprakash, can you read task 2?
Um, Select a governance framework structure, including policies, procedures, and standards that conforms program practices with the organization governance structure to deliver program objective consistent with organizational governance requirements.
So then there is a new word now, governance framework structure. So whenever he talks to you about he asks you the question about what does the component of the governance framework structure or what you have to do into that thing. So it means it will contain the policies, procedures, and standards that conforms to the program practices with the organizational governance structure. So this is the component that has been updated. So principally when I read all the eco, there are some minor spelling mistake, spelling corrections and everything, but these 8 are basically the major changes in which the words have been changed, and we have to be very, very careful in the exam of this thing, because this new words surely will come in the exam from now onwards. So because they will check whether you have identified the new words or not. Okay, so whoever are going to give the exam and take the exam in the near future, please note down this 8 ecos very carefully. Strategic alignment, task number 5 and 6. Life cycle, task number 1, 3, 4, 13, 32, and governance, task number 2. This is completely changed. Okay, any question till now from anyone? Sabir sir?
Kindly repeat the numbers which are changed once again, please. Thank you.
Strategic alignment, domain 1, task 5 and 6. Then domain 2, life cycle, task 1, 3, 4, 13, 32, and domain 5, governance, task number 2. These are completely changed.
Thank you. Noted.
Okay, very good, clear. So now we will continue with revising all the exam content outline, and I will request all the people who have given the exam, especially Mr. Jayaprakash, Mr. Saab, who are in the part of this class, to give us the insight how the questions can be made. Okay. So task number 1, perform an initial program assessment. So the keyword is here that why we are going, how we will do the initial program assessment by defining the program objectives, requirements, and risks to ensure program alignment with the organization's strategic plan, objectives, priorities, vision, and the mission statement. So Jayaprakash, can you give us insight into this domain, into this task?
It means you are asking how the question will be asked in the examination.
Yes, yes. How they can be asked. Or what is the explanation of initial program assessment? Only this thing.
See, As assessment, we can say otherwise is a feasibility study.
Mm.
Okay, it's a feasible before starting the program. We need to do the feasibility study. That is called program assessment, right?
Yes. So initial program assessment we will do by defining the program objectives and risks to ensure the program alignment. So in the beginning of this program, you will do the program assessment to make sure that vision and mission statements, organization strategic plans, objectives are aligned with your among your organization and your program. So that is the key point what we are doing here. Task,
Vision and mission is the key point. It should be aligned with the program strategy. That is the
yes,
ultimate aim of this task.
very good, excellent. So task number 2 and task number 3 are regarding to the high level roadmap, but the difficult point is task number 3. First, we do task number 2. Establish a high level roadmap with milestones and preliminary estimates to obtain initial validation and approval from the executive sponsor. So here he will ask you that what is the content of the high level roadmap. So you should know these are the milestones and preliminary estimates. Now the good thing is that as there is no roadmap now in the standard book, so these milestones are now in the program management plan. So before there was a big confusion that whether the milestones are in the roadmap or the high level roadmap, but now they have made it much clearer. Whenever they will talk to you about the content of the high level roadmap, these are the milestones and preliminary estimates. So the keyword here is a preliminary wording that will guide you to the high level roadmap. And second keyword is initial validation and approval from the executive sponsor. Whenever he will talk to you about the initial validation, and as we discussed before, consider in mind this high level roadmap is something which is made outside of my program boundary. Okay, so when I am doing something out of my program boundary, so it will have everything which will have the preliminary estimates, and it will give me the initial validation and approval from the executive sponsor. Task number 3, define the high level roadmap and financial framework to set a baseline for program definition, planning and execution. So this is also a bit changed. Let me show you the previous task. Okay, because this financial framework was here, but it was only the framework. So if you do it at the task 3, define the high level roadmap slash framework in order to set a baseline for program definition. But now they have made it very clear that which framework are we talking about here. So this is actually the financial framework. So this is also a change, but I told you like in every task, they have made it more spelling and more clarified. So this task number 3 is a slight change. Okay. So in task number 3 now, easy as clearly mentioned, define the high level roadmap and financial framework to set a baseline for program definition, planning and execution. But keep in mind here, this financial framework is not the same financial framework that we will making in the planning surface. In the planning surface, under the topic of the cost, in the management planning, we make one financial framework establishment. So consider this as a high level financial framework. I will read this as a high level roadmap and high level financial framework, because this is a document that is giving the baseline how I will do the program definition. So this cannot be that financial framework that is coming under my planning surface. Clear? Sagar, did you get the point? So consider this as a
Yes.
document which is a high level financial framework. So high level financial framework is same like the high level roadmap that is setting us a baseline for program definition, planning and execution, means whatever I will be doing in my program phases
So
will be
this is
defined as.
out of the boundary, yes? This is
Yes,
also out of program boundary.
yes, because it's a high level
So,
document.
okay, so this is before business case.
Yes, conceptually from the exam point of view, both this high level roadmap and high level financial framework are before your business case, before your red boundary, because this is defining you, this is giving you the baseline how you will do the program definition and planning.
Okay.
Okay. Task number 4, define the program mission statement by evaluating the stakeholders, concerns and expectations to establish program direction. So very important. To establish the program direction, which document will be defined, or which document will establish the program direction, that is the program mission statement. Sure, one question will come from this eco. Then task number 5, this is a big change. Now I will only look into the current exam content outline. Okay, we don't confuse with the old one. Evaluate the program's business case. So he's talking about the first document now. Evaluate the program business case to develop, validate, and assess the program objectives, priority, feasibility, readiness, and alignment with the organization's strategic plan. So it means that you will evaluate the business case so that subsequently you can develop, validate, and assess the program objectives. So what is the purpose of what is the objectives of my program, and you have to make sure that these are aligned with my organizational objectives. So same concept that we had before, strategic alignment and giving the value. You know, whatever we will do in my program, I have to be make sure that this is strategically aligned with my organization goals and objectives, and they give me the value for which it was initiated. That is the only purpose that I will be doing my executing my program. So this is very clear now that this task number 5, they will ask you about which document will be evaluated to develop, validate, and assess the program objectives. So the answer is a program business case. Then next, task number 6, it is analyze the available information about organizational and business strategies. Available information actually means the lesson learned from your previous programs that will be in your organization's knowledge repository. Or more clearly, if you talk about the PMP, it is my organizational process assets. So available information actually means which is already existing that you can utilize to extract or to bring into your program. Okay, it is analyze the available information about organizational and business strategies, internal and external influences, and program drivers to identify and quantify the benefits that program stakeholders expect to realize. So this is the complete thing why we are doing analyzing thing, because we have to see that what the stakeholders are expecting from us and how we can do it using research methods such as market analysis, high level cost benefit analysis. Why? In order to develop the program preliminary program scope and define the benefit realization plan. So at the new thing here said the benefit realization plan we are making in the strategic domain very early, but also at the same moment we are defining the preliminary program scope. So the purpose of utilizing your previous information, your lesson learned, OPAs, the main purpose is that it can guide me to develop the preliminary program scope, number one, and number two, in order to help me to define the benefit realization plan. Mr. Pradeep, can you explain it more how you understood this task 6? Because this is very lengthy. I would appreciate if you give everybody gives his thought.
Yeah, I think now they are saying, the organizational and business strategies which are available, internal or external influences, the program drivers to identify and quantify the benefits.
So first thing is
So
that
that,
he has now clearly mentioned that we initiated the program because of the benefits. That is number one. Only we are talking about the benefit that we will be getting for the program. Next.
then program stakeholder expect to realize using research methods. So they have changed, I think, the environmental assessment also by saying this.
Yes, task 6 was they attended market high level cost benefit in order to develop the preliminary program and define benefit. No, environmental assessment was not there before. Before was only with the first 3 lines they have added.
Yeah, the market analysis and high level
Cost benefit.
cost benefit analysis in order to develop preliminary program scope and define benefit realization plan. I think those are same.
Yes, these are same. So the key point here is that How will you develop the preliminary program scope? That is by analyzing all your available information, looking about your organization and business strategies and internal and external influences. So now it's much more clear and much more detailed, that I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good. So this is very, very important. Okay, task 7. Estimate the high level financial framework and non-financial benefits of the program to obtain or maintain funding authorization and drive the prioritization of projects within the program. So what is the meaning? As we know before, whenever we have to prioritize the projects within my program, I will estimate financial benefits and non-financial benefits, tangible benefits and non-tangible benefits, which, for example, this is very important. If there is a conflict that which project should be selected first from the program, so I will check, okay, the project which is giving me the high value, which is giving me the more benefits, will be selected earlier, and I will be looking into that projects first. So this is the same concept, and it will come in the exam whenever you talk about prioritizing the projects within the program. You have to estimate the high level financial and non-financial benefits of that thing. Task 8, it is also a bit change, but first, not only minor wording change. Evaluate the program objectives relative to the regulatory and legal constraints, social impacts, sustainability, cultural considerations, political climate, and ethical concerns to ensure stakeholder alignment and program deliverability. So, Misaka, can you explain this? What he wants to say?
You mean task 8?
Yes, task 8.
Evaluate program objectives relative to regulatory and legal constraints, social impacts, ensure stakeholder alignment. Yes, so here is the main words are regulatory and legal constraints, communications with that, social impacts with the stakeholder alignment and program objectives.
Yes, and everything is to make sure that stakeholder is aligned, they follow you, they get your buy-in, and program deliverability. Program is possible to be delivered because at the end of the day, I have to deliver the benefits of my program, and that is only possible if all my program objectives are compliant to all the legal and the regulatory compliance. Task 9, obtain organizational leadership approval for the program by presenting the program charter with its high level costs, milestone schedules, and benefits to receive authorization to initiate the program. So this is also very clear that whenever you are talking about the charter, it will contain the high level costs, milestone schedules, and benefits to receive authorization for the to initiate the program. So here the keyword is authorization. So which document will you present to get the authorization to initiate the program? That is a program charter. This is what we have studied in our keywords also. So this is the same thing that has been mentioned here. Task 10, identify and evaluate integration opportunities and needs. For example, human capital and human resource requirements and skill sets, facilities, finance, assets, processes, and systems within program activities and operational activities to align and integrate benefits within or across the organization. So you have to evaluate all the integration opportunities and needs. How is the requirement within the program to integrate and synergize all the things? Why? In order to align the program, in order to align and integrate the benefits within or across the organization. So throughout the organization, we have to make sure that everything is aligned and integrated, and all the benefits I get from the program are the one that is required by the organization. And the task 11 for the last task of strategic alignment is exploit strategic opportunities for change to maximize the realization of the benefits. Here the keyword is exploit. Exploit comes from the chapter of the risk, in which the risk says that whenever you have a positive risk, which is an opportunity, you need to exploit it. Okay. And whenever you will have a threat, you have to avoid it, or you have to shade the risk or mitigate the risk. But the key word of opportunities is to exploit the thing, exploit it to maximize the realization of benefits, because ultimately we want that we should get the maximum benefits out of my program. So when I will exploit all the strategic opportunities, I can get the maximum output of it, out of it. So this is your first domain of strategic alignment. Any question till now from anyone? Jay Prakash?
Clear.
So I think now this is much clear. This task for 5 and 6 helped a lot. This makes the life, the situation much more clear. It's a very good improvement. Okay. Now we come to the task domain 2, which is the program lifecycle management. And we know from the standard, the program lifecycle management consists of basically 3 important phases, which was program delivery phase, program definition phase, delivery phase, and the closure phase. The same principle applies here. And in the previous eco, they had the 5 phases coming from the PMP, which was initiating, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. So in this, the new updated eco, they have deleted the headings, means they are not differentiating between this initiating, planning, execution, but the sequence and the flow is the same. Task 1, I would say, is the most important now, because it has given you the complete content of the charter in this task. So minimum, in my view, 3 to 4 questions can come from this task 1. So we will read it very step by step. Number 1, develop the program charter consisting of. So now he will tell me what are the contents of the program charter, consisting of program scope, assumptions, constraints, high level risks, high level benefits and their realization. Timing means when the program benefit will be delivered. Key stakeholders, outcomes, resource allocation, and other provisions that tie the program to the business case. So here, apart from the main content of the charter, he has also told you that this charter will tie your program to your business case. It means charter is actually derived from the business case that we know. And what will be the result? Thereby enabling strategic alignment using input from all stakeholders to initiate and design program and benefits. So why we are doing all these things in the first 4 lines? The main purpose is to initiate and design the program and the benefits. So we should know that now we are able to start the program, we are going to initiate the program. In the word, we are going to authorize the program and the benefits now, and this is all done once we have the charter with us. And the charter will contain my program scope, assumptions, constraints. The key important words are the high level benefits are only in the charter, and key stakeholders, outcomes, everything is in the charter, and that will facilitate me to initiate and design my program and the benefits. Clear? Very, very important. Task 1, domain 2.
So in charter, timing was not there, right? It was there
The
before.
timing was there. Timing was there. If you look at my master sheet, timing was there. We will come to
Okay.
that in the next class also, but timing was there, I think. Task 2, translate strategic objectives into high level program scope statements by negotiating with the stakeholders, including sponsors, steering committee, to create a program scope description. So here the keyword is that how will you create a program scope description? Okay, and that is we have to translate the strategy objective into the high level program scope statement. So when we get the high level program scope statement, from the scope statement we can create the program scope description. So these 3 words you have to keep in mind. High level scope statement will help you to create the program scope description. Task 3, develop a program roadmap using the goals and objectives of the program, applicable historical information, and other available resources. For example, work breakdown structure, scope statements, and benefit realization plan. So actually he's telling you how you will make the roadmap, you will make the roadmap using the goals and objectives of the program. Okay, that is how you're making that roadmap. Applicable historical information, available resources, XYZ, using different techniques. Why? To align the program with the strategy and manage the expectations of stakeholders, including sponsors and the steering committee. So, who wants to explain this task? Anyone, please. Sabir Sahab, you can explain what you understood from this task 3.
Yes, develop a program roadmap using the goals, objectives of the program, applicable historical information or other available resources. For example, work breakdown structure, WPS, scope statement, benefit realization plan to align the program with the strategy and manage the expectation of stakeholder, including sponsor, steering committee. So basically what it is that we have to do while developing the program roadmap, we have to use the goals, objectives. What are the objectives of the program? We have to use them, and the historical information, whatever is available, that we can use, and we have to seek the approval in order to get the alignment with the organization strategy and all this. We have to get the approval from the sponsor and steering committee, basically, and so that we include them as a stakeholder, and we get their other stakeholder, we get their feedbacks, and we develop a roadmap using all this. Basically, the same methodology, the way we use the plan, but here it is a program, so that's where we have to a roadmap we have to develop.
Yes, and ultimately it will tell you what is the expectation of the stakeholders. So actually, you know,
Exactly.
as a overarching situation, overarching plan, when and how, which components, which benefits that the stakeholders are expecting from us. Very good.
Yes.
Task 4. Develop a responsibility assignment matrix by identifying and assigning the program roles and responsibilities to build the program management core team and differentiate between the program and project resources. So what you will, the two questions can come. Which of the following document will you develop in order to build the program management core team? That is responsibility assignment matrix. And other would be that which of the following document will you develop in order to differentiate between the program and the project resources? That is also the responsibility assignment matrix. No more accountability matrix now. Okay. So please note now the responsibility assignment matrix is very, very important. Task 5. Define standard measurement criteria. Yes.
Sami sir, before version it is accountability matrix, correct?
Yes.
Developer.
Yes.
This is the difference. Okay.
And
The question we are asking the examination.
yes, yes. It was in the exam?
Yeah, it was included the exam.
Okay. So the answer was accountability matrix. So the same question can come, but it will be the program with the responsibility assignment matrix.
Sorry, how was that question? The difference between project and program roles, or?
Jayaprakash, I think the wording would be like this, that you can tell something.
Same wording only. What is mentioned in the echo, same thing only they are asking.
Which of the document will help you to differentiate between the program and the project resources?
Yes. Yeah. Correct. Same wording only. Straight questions.
Yes. So it will be
Straight question.
yes, straight.
Straight question.
Whenever the question is coming from the echo, which contains the special words, it has to be a straight question, because they cannot manipulate or change any wording. Then the concept will change. So from here, the two questions can come. One is which will help you to identify, build the program management core team. That is also the responsibility assignment matrix and differentiate between the program and the project resources. Task 5. Define standard measurement criteria, including key performance indicators for success and review points for all constituent projects and components. This is one more thing that they have now added, constituent projects slash components. So we know that already when we're talking about the program, everything that is under it is a component. That can either be a project or a subsidiary program, but they have made it more clear now. By analyzing the stakeholder expectations and requirements across the constituent projects components to monitor and control the program. So here the key point is that you have to define the standard measurement criteria in order to monitor and control the program. That is actually the KPIs. If they ask you that how can you monitor and control the program, straightforward, the answer is by defining the standard measurement criteria. So whenever the keyword of criteria is coming, it can be the benefit realization criteria, benefit acceptance criteria, standard measurement criteria, exit criteria. It means that this is something according to which I will be monitoring and controlling my program. That is the key essence here. So a lot of questions can come which will have the options of criteria. So if we have to just see that, it means that we are going to but main purpose is to monitor and control the program. Task 6, conduct program kickoff with key stakeholders by holding meetings to familiarize the organization with the program and obtain stakeholder buy-in. So program kickoff means the actual start of meeting that we develop for our key stakeholders, and the main purpose of this program kickoff meeting is to familiarize the organization with the program and obtain the stakeholder buy-in. Okay, so we get familiarized with each other, we get to know each other, we own each other, and we work more together for the program. Task number 7, this is also very important. Develop a detailed program scope statement by incorporating the program vision and all internal and external objectives, goals, influences, and variables to facilitate overall planning. So which the question can be asked that which document will you develop in order to facilitate overall planning? Okay, straightforward question. So the answer would be the detailed program scope statement. And here I will go to task 2. Don't get confused with the high level program scope statement and detailed program scope statement. Detailed program scope statement will be for facilitating overall planning. So when the purpose overall planning, it means you need detailed program scope statement. And when you need to create a program scope description, then you need a high level program scope statement. So please remember these two different, task 2 and task 7. Clear? Nasir Saab, are you with us? Okay. Mr. Pradeep, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Very good. So high level program scope statement is for program scope description, and detailed program scope statement is for facilitating overall planning. Task 8, develop program work based on structured program WBS to determine, plan, and assign the program tasks and deliverables. So whenever you're talking about the WBS, it's actually the detailed scope that we are going to do actually. So it means that here we have to determine program tasks and deliverables. Whenever you talk about the task and deliverables, we're talking about the WBS. Task 9. It was different. Task 9 was not program manager. Yes, same. Sorry. Task 9. Establish the program management plan and schedule by integrating plans for constituent projects and components and creating plans for supporting program functions. For example, quality, risk, communication, and resource to effectively forecast, monitor, and identify the variances during the program execution. So can you, Mr. Pradeep, please explain me what is the meaning of this plans for supporting program functions? What he's talking about this? What are these plans? Subsidiary plans.
Yeah, these are the all 8 or 9 plans, we create.
In the
Scope,
Magic Grid,
schedule.
yes, these
Yes.
are actually the plans that we created in the Magic Grid column number 2, the planning surface, in which we defined 12 activities, out of which 10 were the management planning and one was cost estimates and one was the financial framework. So whenever the topic of the program management plan will come, so keep in mind, as we said, that program itself is nothing but the combination or the benefits of each components, right? So same is the meaning here. Whenever we are establishing the program management plan or the schedule, it will contain all your component schedule plus all your preliminary plans, subsidy plans. Sorry, not preliminary, subsidy plans, which will be scope, schedule, cost, quality, communication, risk, procurement, change in information. So all your subsequent preliminary subsidy plans will be part of your program management plan. This is the meaning of task number 10. Task number 9.
But I think they added integration also in this.
No, but integration they added in page number 155 as an overall table. But when we go to the activities, which is chapter number 4 in the new standard, again these are only 37 activities. There is no activity mentioned in the integration topic. If you look into the standard
program activities, you are saying they didn't mention.
Yes. So, okay, please let's take 5 minutes break. Okay, let's take a 5 minutes break, please. So okay, let's restart. We have studied till task number 9. Now we look into the task number 10. Now the program management plan is ready. Now we are going to optimize it. Optimize the program management plan by identifying, reviewing, and leveling resource requirements. For example, human resources, materials, equipment, facilities, and finance to gain efficiencies and maximize the productivity synergies among constituent projects and components. So here the important concept that he has given in the standard also, the program management plan will be the guiding document how I will execute my components. So he has also talked about the components now. Before we were talking about only the program level things, but the content of the program management plan is now also containing the planning for every component. That's why he has written that we will optimize the program management plan. How? By identifying, reviewing, and leveling the resource requirements. And that resource, as we know, is human, material, equipment, facilities, and finance. These 5 topics are the same that we write in the application, domain 5. Everybody remember that. Optimize the resources, and the bracket is written these 5 words: human resource, materials, equipment, facilities, and finance. So actually this is also linked to the application part now. To gain efficiencies and maximize the productivity among constituent projects and components. So whenever the word of optimization will come, it means we are going to increase the efficiency of our product. Task 11. Define project program management information system PMIS by selecting the tools and processes to share knowledge, intellectual property, and documentation across constituent project components to maximize synergies, savings, and benefit realization as per the governance framework. So this governance framework is also new, because if you see my previous the previous one, it was everything was the same, but first it was only the project management information system. Now it is much more clear: project slash Program management information system. This was also the confusion before. What is project information system? What is this? So PMIS is the same. Number one. Other change is in accordance with the governance model. Here they have given the governance framework. So this is much more clear, and this is also a minor change in the eco. Okay, so it means that when we are defining the PMIS, we will select the tools and processes they will use to share knowledge, intellectual property, and documentation, because information actually means knowledge and documentation, and we can share among constituent project or components to maximize the synergies is a new word, savings and benefit realization according to the governance framework. The governance framework is the important thing that they have mentioned here in this new task. Clear? So PMIS is common, which is can be a project management information system or a program management information system. This is much more clear now. Task number 12. Identify and manage the unresolved project level issues by establishing and monitoring a monitoring and escalation mechanism and selecting a course of action consistent with the program constraints and objectives to achieve program benefits realization. So here the keyword is again the escalation mechanism. When you cannot solve something at the project level issue, you have to escalate it to the top one. That's why we will be defining and monitoring the escalation mechanisms and selecting a course of action that should be consistent with the program constraints.
This is applicable also for the risks, yes?
Yes.
Escalation.
Yeah, issues is actually the risk. So issues, unresolved project level issues or unresolved project level risk, as we will see in the governance topic, we have to develop escalation policies and procedures. The concept is same. If something you cannot manage at the project level, you have to escalate it. And how you will escalate something issue, that will be as per the escalation mechanism or escalation policies and procedures. Same concept. And ultimately our target is to achieve our program benefits realization. So at the program level, I should be able to achieve my benefits. Task 13 is very, very important. Task 13, develop the benefits management plan. So as we define in the benefits identification, then we will go to the benefit analysis and planning. So there I will make the benefits management plan, which will include benefits integration, transition, and sustainment. So everything is included in the benefits management plan. By defining the exit criteria to ensure all administrative, commercial, and contractual obligations are met upon the program completion. So which document will be developed to make sure that all the conditions are met upon the program completion? That is a benefits management plan. Okay. Another thing is that which document will be developed that will include a benefits integration, transition, and sustainment. By defining the exit criteria, that is also the benefits management plan. So this is the very important. I think minimum 1 or 2 questions must come from this domain, from this task. Task number 14, develop key performance indicators, which is KPIs, by using decomposition or mapping to manage the program and implement a scope and quality management system within the program. So the key point is the key performance indicators. Whenever you need to identify the KPIs, you have to manage and implement the scope and quality management system. The question will come that what of the following will you develop in order to manage the program and implement a scope quality management system. So whenever the keyword of management or control will come, answer would be the KPI. That is the key output, key take away from this task. What was before? The same. Okay. So the keyword of managing, monitoring, controlling is KPIs or standard measurement criteria. Task 15, monitor human resources for program and project roles, including subcontractors, and identify opportunities to improve team motivation. So when you are going to monitor your human resource, your people within your program, you have to identify the opportunities to motivate them. For example, develop compensation, incentive, and career alignment plans, and negotiate the contracts to meet and or exceed the benefit realization objectives. So Here, negotiation, the contract means you have to discuss with them. In terms of PMI, negotiation means communication, talking to them what you need, what they want, so and come to the common agreement. So with all the people which is human resources which are under your program, you have to monitor the human resources and identify the opportunities to improve the team motivation. Okay. Now, Mr. Pradeep, can you read task 16?
Charter and initiate constituent projects components by assigning project managers and allocating appropriate resources to achieve program objectives.
So in which phase I am working now in task 16?
That's delivery phase.
Yes. So it means actually it's telling you this task which is under the program delivery phase, you will charter and initiate the constituent projects or components by assigning the project managers. Means every project will get a project charter that will assign or authorize a project manager, and you will give them the resources. Why? In order to achieve the program objectives, because as this component is under my program, so the main purpose of whatever the output we will get is to achieve actually the program objectives in the broader perspective. Task 17, establish consistency by deploying governance framework, uniform standards, resources, infrastructure, tools, and processes to enable informed program decision making. So whenever he will say that what you have to establish in order to develop or in order to make the informed program decision making, that is by deploying the governance framework. That is a very important word here. What was before? I think the governance framework word was not before. You see, in task number before was establish consistency by deploying uniform standards, resources, and infrastructure tools in order to enable informed decision making. But now they have a governance framework also. Establish consistency by deploying governance framework, uniform standards, resources, infrastructure tools to enable the informed decision making. So governance, so you can expect from here that governance framework is very, very important now. Okay, and every complete PGMP is now based on the governance framework. So in chapter number, when we will do to the master class, this governance, I will explain you about the governance framework, what they have included now. Clear to everyone? Mr. Aga, Pradeep,
Yes.
Nasir Saab, this governance framework is a new word, it's very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Good. Task number 18, establish a communication feedback plan and reporting process to capture lesson learned and the team's experience throughout the program. So whenever you need to get the feedback or the communication throughout your program, you have to make a procedure or plan. So everybody can give their input, what is their findings, so everybody can learn from them. And also we have to note that the lesson learned should be throughout the program, and it can be used for the current and the future programs, not only for the future programs. This is a very important concept. So the communication feedback plan has to be developed so that everybody is allowed to capture and report their lesson learned and the team experience throughout the program. So task number 19, lead human resource functions by training, coaching, mentoring, and recognizing the team to improve team engagement and achieve commitment to the program goals. This is how you will lead your human resources. Like we are doing the mentoring, we are doing the training, teaching here to improve the team engagement and achieve commitment to the program goals. So the like a program manager, if he is a servant leader in terms of the agile, he is leading the team, he's telling the people how to do, keeping them engaged, discussing with them, telling them the repetition of the goals of my program. So in that case, they can be more committed towards achieving the program goals and they work as a common team. So that is the purpose of leading the human resources. Task 20. Shaga, can you read task 20?
Review project manager's performance in executing the project per project plan. to maximize their contribution to achieving program goals.
So what is the key message here? That the project managed performance will be measured as per the project plan. Why? Because this project manager only knows the project boundaries. He is under the umbrella of a program, but all the things he is executing is as per the project plan. So you will review his project manager performance as per the his specific project plan. Task 21. Execute the appropriate program management plan. For example, quality, risk, communication, resourcing using the tools identified in the planning phase. So what is the meaning of appropriate program plans? Means out of those from the table magic grid, we have subsidy plans. So he's telling you about that outdoor your program management plan, you have to select the appropriate or most relevant plan. That can either be the quality, risk, communication, resource, or any out of those 10 management plans. And by auditing the results to ensure that the program outcomes are aligned with the strategy and deliver the anticipated benefits. So same, whenever we need to see what is the benefits that are being delivered, they should be strategically aligned and they should give me the value that we know from the beginning. So same thing he is doing, that you will execute your program management plans or any of your subsidiary plans, and by auditing the results, checking the results in order to ensure that the program outcomes are aligned and deliver the anticipated benefits for which it was initiated. So this is also the purpose of why we are executing or implementing our plans. Consolidate. Task 22. Consolidate project and program data. That is the keyword here. Why you will consolidate your data? How you will do? First is using predefined program plan reporting tools and methods to monitor and control the program performance and communicate to the stakeholders. Very, very important. When you are monitoring or controlling the program, and the stakeholder will ask you what is the performance of your program. So you have to consolidate and give him the program and project data. And from this data, we will make the performance reports. And at the end of the program, we know that we will make the final program report. So anything which is part of the report is actually the data that is from the program and the project that will help me to that I will collect using the predefined plans. What are the information plan, communication plan, how I will collect everything, and then the main purpose is that it can be monitored, the program performance can be monitored and controlled, and ultimately I will communicate to my stakeholders. That is the essence of doing and collecting all the data in my program. Nasir Saab, can you read task 23? Okay, Mr.
Evaluate the program
Yes.
status to monitor and control the program while maintaining current program information.
So again, the key message here is about monitoring and controlling the program. You will see we have seen a lot of tasks are talking about monitoring and controlling. So I would like to explain, give you a better picture now. Monitoring and controlling the program means, number one, to make sure the program remains on track. That is a topic of governance. How you will monitor and control your program, that is based on your standard measurement criteria or the KPIs. These are your indicators. And then when you have to evaluate the status, what is the performance of my program, then you consolidate your program and project data, or you present your performance reports. Is it clear? The purpose of monitoring and the control program is the whole package, using predefined things to control the program, identify the variances, where it is going fine, where it is not going fine. These are actually your KPIs or standard measurement criteria. And when you have to report something, you will use the status and you will use the reports. That is the main essence of doing monitoring and controlling the program. Task 24. Approve closure of constituent project or components upon completion of the defined deliverables to ensure the scope is compliant with the functional overview. So we are approving or closing the constituent projects or the components once every deliverables or every benefit will be delivered. So Mr. Azim, can you tell me in which phase are we still now? In task 24, in which phase I will approve my component projects?
Delivery phase.
Excellent. So it means that now I'm about to close my program delivery phase, because all the constituent projects are be approved. I will get the steering committee approval. I will make a phase gate review, because, and I will present them the case that all the deliverables benefits are being delivered and the scope is compliant. So everything that my exit criteria is met or my benefit realization criteria is met, and then I can apply for closing the component projects, and that is still under my program delivery phase. Excellent. Task 25. Analyze variances and trends in cost, schedule, quality, and risks by comparing actual and forecast to planned values to identify the corrective actions or opportunities. So the variances and trends means I know this is my actual result, that was my forecast or the plan. Then I will have the gap analysis, that this is something is not going fine. And gap analysis is the word that we know from the PMP, but I'm just giving you the example here. So based on that, you can identify the corrective actions, what you should need to improve, so that your current performance or your actual performance be get in line with your planned or your targeted values. So this is how we are going to do my corrective actions and analyzing the variances and the trends. Good. Task 26. Update program plans by incorporating the corrective actions to ensure the program resources are employed effectively to meet program objectives and deliver the program benefits. So as we told you that every plan or a program management plan was a living document. It can be updated when it is required to be updated, right? This we know from the beginning. No plan in the whole PMI is static document. This is what he is saying. Whenever you find out that some corrective actions has to be taken, you need to update your plan. Why? In order to make sure that the resources are effectively employed to meet the program objectives and benefits. The more updated the plan is, more corrective actions are incorporated, the more helpful it will be in delivering me the desired benefits and the objectives of my program. Task 27. Sabir sir, please read task 27.
Task 27. Manage program level issues, for example, human resource management, financial, technology, scheduling, by identifying and selecting a course of action consistent with program scope, constraints, and objectives to achieve program benefits.
Can you explain this? Okay, so it's just saying that you have to manage the program level issues. Whatever the problems are coming at the program level, you have to manage it. How? By identifying and selecting a course of action consistent with the program scope, constraints to achieve program benefits. If I tell you that there is a problem, it doesn't solve it. As a program manager, you have to manage the program level issues by selecting up corrective actions, by selecting the solution. When we come to my steering committee, for example, I have to tell, okay, this is a problem, this is the issue, and this is the proposed course of action, but that should be in compliance with the program scope, limitation, and the objectives, because ultimately I need to get my program benefits. Clear? It's not that I will report that there is a problem, there is an issue, and not give any solution. I will present the solution, go to the steering committee, and ultimately they will approve it.
Yeah.
Task 28, very, very important. And task 28 and 30, as we have been discussing much before, manage changes as per the change management plan to control scope, quality, schedule, cost, contracts, risk, and rewards to achieve the program benefits. So any type of the change will be managed first as per the change management plan, and subsequently this change management plan will control my scope, all the subsidy plans. Okay, but the main thing is to manage the change as per the change management plan. Task 29. Conduct impact assessments for program changes and recommend decisions to obtain approval as per the governance framework. So I think this 29 is also updated. You see, before was the governance model. Conduct impact assessment for program changes and recommend decisions in order to obtain approval in accordance with the program, in order with the governance models. Now, instead of the governance model, the keyword is the governance framework. So there will be a minimum, you can expect minimum 8 to 10 questions from governance framework point of view. So conduct impact assessment for program changes and recommend decisions to obtain approval per the governance framework. So everything what is the governance framework, governance management plan will be approved as per this thing. Task 30, manage risk for the risk management plan to ensure benefits realization. So every type of the risk will be managed as per the risk management plan, right? So same that we have been studying again and again is also the same, very simple now, because ultimate purpose is to ensure the benefit realization. Complete a program performance analysis report by comparing actual values to the planned values for scope, quality, cost, schedule and resource data to determine the program performance. So whenever somebody is saying that what is the performance of your program, it means you are doing the program performance analysis report. You are making the report to them, you are presenting the report to them by comparing the actual and the planned values to determine that this is the status of my program. Task 32, conduct program closure within the boundaries of the governance framework. Again, new term, governance framework. And Mr. Aga, in which phase are we now? In task 32, in which phase of my program am I working now? Hello? Jay Prakash? Pradeep, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sami sir,
Okay, okay. So if I, Jay Prakash, if I am conducting the program closure within the boundaries of the governance, in which phase of my program I am working now?
conduct program closure. It means it is in the closure phase.
Excellent. So I am doing the, now he says the conduct program closure within the boundaries of the governance framework. So everything will be closed under the boundaries of the governance framework, and more specifically, I am now operating at the program in the program closure phase. Good. Task 33. Execute the transition and closeout of the program and all constituent projects or components. For example, perform administrative and PMIS program closure, archive the program documentation and lesson learned, and transfer ongoing activities to the functional organization. Why? To transition the program benefits and meet program objectives or ongoing operational sustainability. So whenever I talk to you about executing the transition or the closeout of the program, it means that I have to transition the benefits and the objectives. I think there's some change in this. Project plans, instead of the plans, he has written here components also, right? As I told you that every way, whenever the constituent projects are mentioned, he has written the components also to make it more clear or to make it more general also. So whenever you will execute the transition and closeout of the program or of this constituent projects, and the constituent project will be under your program delivery phase, right? To transition the program benefits and meet the program objectives or ongoing operational sustainability. Ongoing operational sustainability is under the program benefit sustainment phase, which is done even after the program has been closed. Task 34. Conduct the post-review meeting by presenting the program performance report to obtain feedback and capture the lesson learned. So the kickoff meeting we did in the beginning, and post-review meeting now we are making at the end, in which we are presenting the program performance reports, which contains all your data of your program, what have you done, what you have achieved, what you have not achieved, in order to obtain the feedback and capture the lesson learned from all my team members. And at the end, he says that report lessons learned and best practices. Observe and archive to the knowledge repository to support future programs and organizational improvement. So what is the meaning of this thing? Pradeep, can you give us this scenario? Which task he's talking about in task 35? Archiving to the knowledge repository means?
So that's, I think, when the program is closing, we
Yes.
have to report the lessons learned
Yes.
and best practices.
What are my 5 activities I am doing in the closure phase? What are my 5 activities from the Magic Grid?
So we are doing financial closure,
Yes.
and then we are doing transition of resources as well
Yes.
as information
Yes.
archiving.
Yes.
And then there is procurement closure,
Yes.
and we are doing resource transition also.
Risk transition. So this task
Risk,
35,
risk.
yeah, this out of this five, this task 35 is equivalent to which activity? Out of these five that you said, which it is equivalent to which activity?
Information.
I think information transition.
Yes, information transition and archiving. So this is the same
Yes.
meaning what is written here: report, lesson learned, and best practices, observe and archive. So the keyword is archive here to the knowledge repository. Why? To support the future programs and organizational improvement. So actually, as per this task 35 in PMP, when we had the organizational process assets, OPAs. So actually the OPAs are coming from this lesson learned from the previous projects or the previous programs, right? So in
So
the
on that post review, I have one question. Is
yes,
that after the governance approval or it's before?
governance approval of what?
Like closing criteria is met and we have the approval to close the program and then we do the post review maybe?
Yes, because it is in your under your program closure phase. You are under your program closure phase. It means you have gotten the approval to close your program, or in other words, you have gotten approval to start your closeout activities. So once you come in the program closure phase, then you make the post review meeting. Why? Because conceptually, I got your point. You are talking about we are doing after the red boundary or before the red boundary on the right side, right?
Yes.
If we are doing
Yes.
outside the red boundary, will the program manager be there or not?
No.
So principally from the PMI tone, conduct the post review meetings when all your program manager and your program team members are on board. Then you can easily control them. But if you will do it after your red boundary has closed, then your program is already closed.
Okay, so we can say it's during closure phase
Yes,
itself, right?
yes, that is the best understanding to done during the program closure phase. Maybe at the end of the program closure phase, any moment, but not after the red boundary. That is the key point. And this, when you are reporting the lesson learned and best practices and organizational improvement, although this is the step which is done after the red boundary, but from the closure phase we already know information archiving and transition. So it means that during my program I will transition and archive all this knowledge repository, all this information to my organization level thing. That is also within my red boundary.
Yeah.
Any question in this exam content outline of the program life cycle? Because that is the most lengthy one, but it's very clear now. Any question till now from anyone? Okay, then we continue with the benefits management. If you need the break, we can take 5 minutes break. Up to you. Up to you guys.
Sir, I
Okay.
think it's okay.
Okay. Anybody
How
wants a
much,
break?
how much time do we need more?
Half an hour. Because it's a very few to
Then
me.
we can continue, I think.
Okay, better because there will be some.
So I think after 25 minutes, there will be iftar in Lahore.
Okay, so I will complete that. So it's better we continue. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Domain 3 is the benefits management. Task 1, develop the benefits realization plan and its measurement criteria to set the baseline for the program and communicate to stakeholders, including sponsor and the steering committee. The main change is sponsor and the steering committee, number one. And secondly, when we are developing the benefit realization plan, why we are developing it? In order to set a baseline for the program. So this is my baseline, this is my minimum criteria that I should achieve in how I will achieve my benefits realization plan, how I will achieve my benefits. So this I have to define, and that will be my baseline or the defining documents to do the subsequent activities. Task 2, identify and capture synergies and efficiencies identified throughout the program lifecycle. So throughout the program lifecycle, I will identify the efficiencies and the synergies. Why? To update and communicate the benefits realization plan to stakeholders, including sponsor and the steering committee. So benefit realization plan is the key word here. We made the benefit realization plan in task 1, and we are doing all the things in task 2 according to the benefit realization plan. Okay. In the standard, they are using benefit management plan as we saw before, but in the eco, the key word is benefit realization plan. In easy words, it means how I will realize my benefits. So as per the PMI, instead of managing the benefits, you will manage and control the program. Okay, that is the main tone that we have found now. Monitoring and controlling is the program as a whole, how you will function this, how you will control that. And when it comes to realization, when it comes to benefit, is the more realization is the correct word, how you will realize that thing rather than using the word of management. Task number 3. Sabir sir, read task 3.
Task 3. Develop a sustainment plan that identifies the processes, measures, metrics, and tools necessary for the management to benefit beyond the completion of the program to ensure the continued realization of intended benefits.
Hello?
So what is the keyword here?
So basically, continued realization is intended benefits. Basically, it seems to be a keyword, and
Benefits
realization
beyond the completion of the
beyond the
program.
completion. So it is going after the completion of the program,
Yes.
basically.
So the only thing which is done even after the red boundary has been closed as per our performance domains, that is under your sustainment activity. So how I'm doing this? This is as per the benefit sustainment plan that is defining me things. Okay. So this is very important. Sustainment plan is very clear. Monitor the metrics. Task 4. Monitor the metrics, for example, by forecasting, analyzing variances, developing what if scenarios and simulations, and utilizing causal analysis to take corrective actions in the program and maintain or potentially improve benefits realization. So, whenever you will monitor the metrics, you will monitor the performance, you will control something, you will define the corrective actions. And we saw in the life cycle domain, whenever the corrective action is defined, I will update the program management plan. I will update the plans. So, and here also, in order to take the corrective actions, and why is the purpose? The purpose is to improve the benefits realization, because at the end of the day, I am executing my program, I am executing my task to realize my benefits. Clear? Task 5. Verify that the close, transition, and integration of constituent projects or components and the program meet or exceed the benefit realization criteria to achieve the program strategic objectives. So I can only achieve my benefits when my minimum criteria or the acceptance criteria is met. Agreed? So he's saying that whenever verify that the close transition integration of constituent projects or the program. When I can only close my program, I can only close my constituent projects once it is sure that the benefit realization criteria has been met. That's actually my threshold point where I can say, okay, I can go to the closure phase. Pradeep, please read task 6.
Maintain benefit register and record program progress to report the benefit to stakeholder via the communications plan.
So what is the keyword here?
We need to update the benefit register and to record the program progress and then report this to stakeholder via communication.
Yes, so the key point here is that you have to maintain the benefit register and record the program progress. So which is the document that will be required to report the benefits to the stakeholder, what is the benefits I have achieved, that is the benefit register. Then this is a very important point from the exam point of view also. A lot of questions will come from this thing. Jayaprakash, I think there were some questions from the benefit register also, right?
Yeah, this straight question they asked.
So they are asking about the which document will you update in order to record the program progress, right, and report to the stakeholders.
Okay, which plan you have to follow to transfer the benefits to the stakeholder? Communication
Okay.
management.
Okay, very good. Transfer the risk to inform the risk is the benefit register. Very good. Task 7. Analyze and update the benefits realization and sustainment plans. for uncertainty, risk identification, risk mitigation, and risk opportunity to determine if corrective actions are necessary and communicate to the stakeholders. So whenever we'll update the benefit realization and the sustainment plan, whenever the plan is updated, the main purpose is to see if the corrective actions are necessary or the program or the benefits are ongoing as per my intended direction or intended plan. But if something will not be going as per the plan, I have to take the corrective actions and subsequently I will update my plans. That is the key message which is coming from the task number 7 here. Task number 8, Mr. Azim, can you read task number 8?
Develop a transition plan to operations to guarantee the sustainment of products and benefits delivered by the program.
So here the key point is transition plan to operations. Okay, and don't get confused with the keyword to guarantee the sustainment of products and benefits delivered by the program. Although the sustainment is from task number 3. Here the sustainment plan is telling me benefits beyond the completion of the program, very clear cut word. And secondly is to ensure the continued realization. For that we need the sustainment plan. But when I come to task number 8, it is transition plan to operations. So here the key word is to operations. There cannot be a sustainment plan, number 1. And number 2, number 2, he said the sustainment of products and benefit delivered by the program. He's not talking about beyond the completion of the program. You see, here it is beyond the completion of the program. It is only delivered by the program. So it's also, if I understand, delivered by the program is just at this moment. Okay, from this to this, now we are transitioning to delivering the program, right? If I can explain, maybe Mr. Pradeep, you can explain in better English. For example, sustainment is for beyond the completion, very much after the delivery you have to use the sustainment plan. But if I'm saying about transition to operations, and although the word is sustainment, but delivered by the program, immediately I deliver the benefit, I will use the transition plan, not the sustainment plan. Clear? So this task 3 and task 8 should be very, very clear, and don't get confused with this task 3 or task 18 difference. Sustainment plan is for continued realization and benefits beyond the completion of the program, whereas the transition plan is for operations and benefit delivered by the program, means immediate release of your program. Very good. So
they are both made during the project delivery phase, project closing phase.
now,
Program closing.
No, as per the program, no, not in the program closure phase, because this benefit transition already started in my program delivery phase. Whenever my each component will deliver the benefit transition starts. Remember?
Yeah.
So the transition plan is not made in the closure phase. That is 100% sure. And even now, if I look into this thing where he's making the task 13, see, we see before. You see task 13, develop the benefits management plan. That is, benefit management plan was made in my program definition phase, more specifically in my program formulation, program planning surface, right? And what is it is including program benefits integration, transition, and sustainment. So from the new concept, it should be understood that benefits management plan is made in the program planning surface, and it will contain major part of your transition and sustainment, also how you will execute the task. Number 1. Second, benefit transition already starts in my program delivery phase with the when every component is allowed to deliver the benefits. So for sustainment phase is 100% sure I will make in the program definition phase or in the program planning surface. Clear, Mr. Aga? So very important concept.
Yes.
Very good. So transition plan is to, it will tell me how I will go to the operations and how I will manage the sustainment of the benefits when they are delivered by the programs. Okay, now
So are you saying then sustainment plan is not done in delivery phase, right?
no, the sustainment phase is not done in the closure phase. This is 100% sure. Whether is it done in the delivery phase or the definition phase is, I will look into the standard again, but as per the eco task 13, which is the updated task, they are made in the program definition phase with the benefits management plan, because this is part of the benefit management plan now. Did you read task 13?
Yeah, I got it. So we were kept saying benefit sustainment is part of delivery phase
Yes, sir.
before, right?
Yes, yeah, benefit sustainment plan, not sustainment plan.
Yeah, Sustainment plan. Yeah.
Yes, sustainment plan, but you see for sure that the sustainment plan will be prepared before we start sustaining the benefit. That is 100% sure. So it means it can be the delivery phase or differentiation phase. This I will cover in the next class. I have noted down this point because from the updated task 13, this is now not so much clear, but this is 100% sure that now this is they have included this as a part of the benefit management plan, and this benefit management plan is 100% made in the program planning support.
Yeah, in planning phase. Yeah.
Yes. Very good. Now we come to the stakeholder. Any question in the benefits management? Okay. Now we go to the stakeholder engagement. Identify the stakeholders, including sponsors, steering committee, and create a stakeholder matrix to document their position relative to the program. So here the keyword is stake. A short question is coming a lot of people from this task one. Which of the foreign document will you create in order to identify the stakeholders and document their position related to the program? When it is only asking about position, the answer is a stakeholder matrix and not a stakeholder register. In general, when he will talk you about in which document you will identify the stakeholders and do the detailed analysis of the stakeholder, that is in the stakeholder register. But if he will ask you only about the position related to the program, that is only in the stakeholder, specifically in the stakeholder matrix. Task number 2, perform stakeholder analysis through historical analysis, personal experiences, interviews, knowledge base, review of formal agreements, for example, request for proposal, request for information, contracts, and input from other sources to create the stakeholder engagement plan. So this is the same sequence like we had before. Identify the stakeholders, then you analyze the stakeholders, and then you make the stakeholder engagement plan. So what he is telling me here, we have to perform the stakeholder analysis. Why? In order to create the stakeholder engagement plan, because in the analysis I will use the power interest grid, I will use the stakeholder map, and that will ultimately to help me to create a stakeholder engagement plan that will tell me how I will engage all my stakeholders. So the sequence of the stakeholder is completely the same like we had in the previous standard. Task number 3, negotiate the support of stakeholders, including sponsors or the steering committee. Again, it means a lot of questions will come. Before was the sponsor, now the steering committee is also something he's telling me is a special stakeholder for the program, while setting clear expectations and acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria is KPI for the program benefits to achieve and maintain their alignment with the program objectives. So whenever you have to negotiate, means communicate with the stakeholders to set a clear acceptance criteria. It should not happen that one stakeholder say that my acceptance criteria is you get 90% marks, other stakeholders say my criteria is you get 70% marks. So he said that before defining the clear expectations or defining the KPIs, you must negotiate, talk and agree with the among all stakeholders what are the acceptance criteria, and you must set the clear expectations for it. Clear? This concept of KPI is clear to everyone? Any question in the KPIs? Because KPIs is very important. Just keep in mind KPI is equal to some criteria according to which you will measure your success, you will measure whether the benefits are delivered or not delivered, and this will be used to monitor and control your program. That should be the concept of KPIs in your mind. Task number 4, generate and maintain visibility for the program and confirm stakeholder support to achieve the program strategic objectives. So we have to maintain visibility for the program and stakeholder support. Without, and why? The main purpose is to achieve the strategic objectives. Unless the stakeholders are not supportive of your program, they don't get the buy-in for your program, is not useful. So the main essence here is that you have to confirm that the stakeholder support is there, and you have to maintain the visibility for the program. Visibility here means everything should be free and fair. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are reporting should be informed and updated to all my stakeholders. Task number 5. Nasab, can you read task 5?
Yes, sir.
Irfan,
Okay.
Nasser
sorry.
or Mudassar?
Nasir.
Yeah, thank you. Define and maintain communication adapted to different stakeholders, including sponsor, steering committee, to ensure their support for the program.
Very easy. So you have to maintain the
Yeah.
communication with all of your stakeholders. Okay, and the main purpose is to ensure that they have their support for my program, so they get my buy-in. Okay. At task number 6, evaluate risks identified by the stakeholders, including sponsors, steering committee, and incorporate them in the program risk management plan as necessary. So again, when you will identify the risk, you will evaluate the risk, you have to incorporate them into the risk management plan. So the same as we saw before, every type of risk will be managed as per the risk management plan. And also when you evaluate the risk, identify the stakeholder, you have to incorporate them into the risk management plan. Mudassar Saab, can you read task 7?
Yes, sir. Develop and foster relationships with stakeholders, including sponsors, steering committee, to improve communication and uh,
Enhance.
im- and enhance their support for the programs.
So in the question, in the exam, they can ask you the question that you have a problem with the stakeholders. So what should you do? You have to develop the relationships with them. It's not a negative term. Here, developing the relationship doesn't mean that you have to take him to the dinner or give him some gifts. Because this type of option will also be. Minister, you got these options, right? Something like
Yes,
that.
sir.
So,
Yes, yes.
and how the question was made, it was like you have to communicate with them. The main purpose is to get the communication with them to improve and enhance their support. Or you can give some scenario to us.
Uh, yes, sir. Exactly. So I got a similar question, and in what it was said to go out with dinner for them, go out them out for drinks, and the last option was to have regular meetings with them to get their buy-in for the long-term strategy of the project. So I chose that one.
Okay, very good. So as I told you that this ethical questions, like yesterday, Mr. Agos shared also one on the group, as we said that ethics, responsibility, now accountability is there, respect, fairness, honesty is number one. It will supersede all your logical and technical options, number one. And secondly, even in task number 7, he is telling us to foster relationships with the stakeholders to improve the communication and enhance their support for the program. This is why I get the buy-in from all my stakeholders.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. And now the last domain, which is program governance. Task number 1, develop program and project management standards and structure, governance, tool, finance, and reporting using industry best practices and organizational standards to drive efficiency. Only using industry best practices and organizational standards to drive efficiency and consistency among projects and deliver the program objectives. Ms. Aga, this was one of your question also, right? So it's better you discuss this point. Task 1.
Yes.
So it means that who will be developing the program whenever you are, it's not specifically saying that whether program manager will do or the steering committee will do. But the key point is that you have to develop program and project management standards, keeping in view the industry best practices to drive the efficiency and consistency among projects and deliver the program objectives. So that is the main essence of using the program and management standards. If you will go to the new organization, it doesn't have the standards, so you cannot follow their old techniques, old standard. You have to develop your own standard using the industry best practices. This task 2 is a main governance framework that was referred in multiple domains up. Before was the governance model. This is actual task 2, which is the crux of PgMP now. Task number 2, select a governance framework structure. What is a governance framework structure? Including policies, procedures, and standards that conforms program practices with the organizational governance structure to deliver the program objectives consistent with the organizational governance requirement. So in summary, what he's trying to say you that this governance framework structure will contain all your policies, procedures, and standards. These are three keywords. Policies, procedures, and the standards are part of a governance framework. Number one. Number two, what are these policies and procedures? They conforms to the program practices with the organizational governance structure. So he is linking now the governance structure with the program governance structure. So this is on the under the umbrella of a governance, so that we can deliver the program objectives consistent with the organizational governance requirements, means strategically aligned. So you got the point. In the governance framework, now we have policies, procedures, and standards that is in line with my organizational level things, so that whatever the program will deliver, the objectives, whatever the outputs my program will deliver, that is aligned with the organization level things. So there is no question or no problem of having unalignment with the strategies, because if I will make something at the end of the day which is not strategically aligned, this is useless. Same like we said it before in the governance, if we make something which doesn't give me the value, it is not useful to do the program. So same the question will ask you that you have found out one of the component is not aligned with your strategic objectives, or one of your component is not aligned with organizational governance requirements. What should you do? You have to terminate the program. Same, he will say that a component is not giving you the value. What should you do? You have to terminate the program by giving to the steering committee. Steering committee will make the decision, but sure, the concept is terminate the program. So same, in order to keep it aligned with the organizational governance framework, that everything we do is strategically aligned with the governance. Now they have given the new word with the governance framework. This is minimum important, very, very important. I think minimum 8 to 10 questions will come from the governance framework with the option, because now in the above equals a lot of time, financial framework, everything is based on the governance framework. And now in task governance, task 2, we also know what are the contents of the governance framework. Clear to everyone? Any question, or somebody wants to give some another idea in this domain, in this task? You are welcome. Okay. Task number 3, obtain authorization and approval through stage gate reviews by presenting the program status to governance authorities to proceed to the next phase of the program. Same definition like phase gate review. Whenever you need to go to the next phase of the program, it can be either from the definition phase to delivery phase to closure phase, or even if it is for every component, from the component authorization approval to component initiating and oversight to component transition and closure, any step you need to go to the next step, you need a stage gate review. That will only from the steering committee or the program governance board, and they will allow you to proceed to the next phase of the program. Otherwise, you cannot go to the next phase of the program. Task 4, evaluate key performance indicators, for example, risk, financial, compliance, quality, safety, stakeholder satisfaction, to monitor the benefits throughout the life cycle. Okay, so the point is that again the keyword of KPIs is used to monitor and control the benefits, to control the program in order to maintain the overview of the program. So KPIs will be in minimum 5 to 6 questions in the exam. Task 5, develop and utilize the program management information system, PMIS. This we had before also, and integrate different processes as needed to manage the program information and communicate status to the stakeholders. So we are going to manage the program information as per the program management information system. So this is a dead, very dead keyword. Whenever it talks to you about the information, you have to manage as per the program management information system. And this one program management information system was in the stakeholder, in the strategic element, that is also the same purpose in which you are going to manage and control your program information. Task number 6, regularly evaluate new and existing risks that impact strategic objectives to present an updated risk management plan to the governance board for approval. So the key word here is that whenever you find new and existing risks that will impact your strategic objectives, you have to present updated risk management plan. Conceptually, the students ask that when you will identify the new risk, it will go to the risk register. It is clear. But here the keyword is evaluation of the new risk. If he will only say that you have identified the new risk, in which document will be updated, that will be the, that will be, if I say only you have identified the new risk, so in which document will you incorporate it, or in which document will you add it? That will be
Risk register.
risk register. But here I am talking about regularly evaluating new and existing risks. Evaluating of the risks means they are already mentioned in the risk register. Now I'm looking into this. Evaluation means how I will handle the risks and how I will do something, this be defined as per the plan. So whenever there will be the new risk, I will evaluate them. I will have a new strategies to be done for that, how I will do that thing, and subsequently I will make an updated risk management plan, and then I will need the approval from the steering committee or the governance board. The same thing that we discussed before, whenever there is a need to update the plan, the program manager can update the plan, can propose to update the plan, but he is not authorized to approve this new document. This authorization of the new component of the new plan will come by the governance board, which is the steering committee or the governance board. This is task number 6. Task number 7.
See, in the task, Sami sir, the task number
Yeah.
6 actually, there is a question they are asking in indirect
Okay.
way. How often you are evaluating the risk and existing risk and updating the risk management plan? The answer is given as a weekly, monthly, yearly, whenever required, regularly. We have to select regular.
Well,
Sami sir.
excellent. Very good. Very, very easy, but very interesting question. So it means
Yeah,
that,
very interesting.
so it means that the time schedule or the time frame is regularly. So even these minor words can be a part of the question. So very good input. So whenever regularly you have to new evaluate and new and existing risk, and you have to subsequently update your risk management plan, because your risk register already has a new risk, and you have to incorporate the policy how you will address your risk into that. Task number 7, establish escalation policies and procedures to ensure risks are handled at the appropriate level. So this was one, Aga, when we discussed before, this escalation policies, for the change, I think, right? It was at that, they have in the new eco.
Yes.
Which one was that? So it's better I find this one. Was task number 12, because this is also the new task. Identify and manage unresolved project level issues by establishing a monitoring and escalation mechanism. So the keyword is unresolved. So when something is not resolved at the project level, I have to go to the up level, that is escalation policies and procedures. And the old then the task number 7 is establish escalation procedures and policies and procedures to ensure risks are handled at the appropriate level. So very, very important, because we don't know at which level we are operating, so we need to have the escalation policies and procedures. Task number 8, develop and contribute to an information repository containing program related lesson learned, processes and documentation, contribution to support organizational best practices. The same phenomena of information archiving and transition. Okay, so this is very important. Minimum 4 to 5 questions are expected to come from this concept of information archiving and transition. So whenever you have to contribute to the information repository that will contain your lesson learned and everything, the main purpose is to develop the organizational process assets and to support my organizational best practices for my organization. Task number 9, identify and apply lessons learned to support and influence existing and future programs or organizational environment, organizational improvement. So we know that we get the lesson learned through communication feedback plan. This we studied before in one of the eco. So the sequence will come that we will have established the communication feedback plan. Then in that I will get the feedback and the lesson learned, and then the lesson learned that will be gathered will be applied to support and influence existing and future programs. So the main essence as per the PMI is that whatever is the lesson learned, you don't need to wait that only you can apply in your future program, but also you can apply it for your current programs and the existing programs, and you can already start to get benefit from them. Task number 10, monitor the business environment, program functionality requirements, and benefit realization too. Ensure the program remains aligned with the strategic objectives. Again, the same keyword of strategic alignment. Whenever the keyword of monitoring and controlling will come, the answer will be the KPIs, and the target or the main essence of doing all this work is to ensure strategic alignment. That is the key message here. And this, when you go to the for the application part, domain 1, in the strategic alignment, the 1B, the question is actually this: monitor the business environment, program functionality requirements, and benefit realization to ensure that the program remains aligned with your strategic objectives. So this is the main concept of governance, in which you are making sure that everything you are doing, whatever is the business environment, whatever is your functionality requirement, whatever is the requirement for benefit realization, that is aligned with my strategic objectives. This is also the 1B part of your application. And task 11, which is the last one, is develop and support the program integration management plan to ensure operational alignment with program strategic objectives. So the keyword here is the integration management plan. This has to be developed. This integration topic now they have added in the 5th standard also, but these are not included in the chapter number 4, which is the program lifecycle activities. The program lifecycle activities are still the 37. The majority that we have, 10 is in the program formulation surface, 12 in planning surface, 10 in the monitoring and control execution phase, and 5 in the closure phase. So this 37 activities still remains in the magic grade, but when they went to page number 157, in which they had the overview of the complete PGMP, there they have added the integration. And in the integration, the number 1 is in the program infrastructure development in the formulation surface. Then in the planning surface, you make the program management plan. Then in the delivery phase, you make the components and program delivery. And in the program closure phase, you will do the program closeout activities. This, as per the new standard, as per the new performance domains, we will be covering in the next Sunday coaching call, in which I will identify the complete keywords that we have our master sheet as per the new standard. So that will be very easy for you. But here, just to give you the complete overview, when you will develop and support the integration management plan, the main purpose is to ensure that the operational alignment with the program strategic objectives. Operational alignment is on the left side of my red boundary, and the strategic objectives are throughout my program, which is linked with my organizational objectives and my operational alignment. In the previous domain, they have in the just one thing. In the last time, they have the same thing, define an integration plan in order to ensure operational alignment with program strategic objectives. So again, the same thing is here, but the most important thing about the integration that is added in there, but we will be covering in the next class of this. So any question till now in the today's exam content outline? This is the main crux. That all the people who are preparing for the exam will be tested based on the new updated eco, and the summary, as I have told you, only few the tasks are completely updated. I will repeat: strategic alignment domain task number 5 and 6 is completely changed. Life cycle task number 1, 3, 4, 13, 11, 17, 29, 32. So major most changes are in the program lifecycle domain. I repeat, the task 1, 3, 4, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 22. And in the governance, the only task that is changed is task number 2, but that is the most important, very important, because that is defining you the governance framework that is now mentioned in minimum 4 or 5 other ecos, that everything is now based on your governance framework. So that includes your policies, procedures, and how you are going to do everything in your program. So that is the key essence of having this class, in which we covered the complete exam content outline, and hope it will be very beneficial in your real-time examination. So we are joined by Mr. Amir. So Mr. Amir, over to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Sami. And first of all, really appreciate the time you took and reviewed the entire standard and ECO in a lightning speed and made that conversation so that it becomes very clear to all the students that what changes are expected and what things can be changed in there. So few things I want to add there. And first of all, I want to congratulate Mr. Abdurrahim Sami. As you can see, on the main picture his name is highlighted as the contributor of the standards. So that is something I'm really proud of you, that we are taking step by step, and we are moving toward the next direction. And here with all of you sitting, I want to make an announcement, and I'm sure that will make you happy. Although you don't have to read any book to pass in any of the programs, we as of now we have 35 plus PGMPs, and none of them has to read any book, even not even the standards. But Mr. Sami and me, and we are writing a new program management book, and the the most important thing. It will be released probably by April. At least the minimum viable product will be released in April, and it will be based on the updated exam content outline and updated standard. That is the first thing, and that will be available to all our students, and that will be free for all students and everyone else. Very soon, it will also be available at Amazon, and we will be printing it, and then wherever the locations are available, you can get it from there. So a lot of things are coming now to those people, because we are going to put this video on YouTube, LinkedIn, everywhere. 35 PgMPs in last 1 years and with 100% success record. That is something that we are really proud of. And you will be saying, Pradeep, very soon becoming PgMP. I'm looking forward, Pradeep, to get it done, that you get it done before my birthday. Then I'm glad seeing you. Sabir Saab, good to see. Jay Prakash is already PMP. Azim, really looking forward that you push it a little bit and maybe get it done before Eid and increase one or more number of PGMP. I really want that if we can close by maximum second quarter of this year with 50 PGMPs, and we have the chance. We have almost 10 PGMPs right now. Mr. Sami studying with us. How many people are studying right now in our group?
As per now, 4 people have already passed the panel review, and
39.
out of,
Okay.
and 3 applications are in review.
42.
So
So
I
yeah,
would like
so
to say
we
that panel review is going fast these days. It can contain 2 3 days, but first step is taking more time. So we have already 16 days have passed and we have not gotten the response. So this is also one thing to be considered by
mm,
everybody, that this is changing. Is even as per the
mm,
new standard, they have mentioned 10 days for the first step, then audit, and then 60 days for the panel review. But with the type of
yeah.
application that we are writing, I think they are using AI, something to track it, something to use it. So panel review is getting faster, less than 1 month
mm,
maximum, but the first step is taking more time. So we will see how it proceeds. So around 7 people are on the way now. Three with
mm.
four with approved panel review, and 3 applications are under review.
3 applications are there. So, Mr. Samir, it's not about AI, just we put so much effort in one application. First, you go through the entire thing, write the application, review it, then you review the entire application, then I review it, then the third party. So, any PGMPs, any program managers who are going to review in the panel review, they are going to look it and they will know it from the first page that this is somebody who means business. This is somebody who has done effort. It's not the random application. So of course that gets approved. So after that, of course, our simulator is there, the green background questions, the Mr. Sam, especially last day material, everything is there to make sure your path become the most easiest path. I'm really happy to see Jay Prakash giving very input. I added in the end, and I was looking at how he was sharing the real questions that are putting into the context. So Jay Prakash, really proud of you. I'm really
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this is something that is one of the reason how we keep getting every single person as certified, how we are getting everyone as the certified PGMPs in the minimum possible time. So I would like to take this opportunity and invite everyone who is going to watch this video. If you want to become PGMP, there is no one better. I like to say that one stop for PGMP. One stop for PGMP. Starting from when you join and talk to us until you become PGMP, we record your journey. And even then, we don't leave you. You see, Jay Prakash is certified PGMP. We recorded his success journey, but he is with us. Mudassar is certified PGMP and he is with us, and so many everyone, because this is a journey in which we want to hold your hand, we want to work with you, and we want to give the best of best. So thank you, Mr. Rahim, for inviting me, and thank you everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I have hope now you get the quick review what is change in the standard. I really love this standard. This standard from, if I compare this standard with the fourth one, this is the better one. This is easy. The language is comparatively far easier than the previous one. And of course, the way they have removed that shall we use business case or roadmap, and they have clarified it, put the roadmap out of the way. and converted into different formats and looked into that. So that's a better way and easy way that PMI move towards. I'm sure it will be adding more value to everyone in their life. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Mr. Sami,
Thank you very
and
much.
over to you. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, everybody, for attending the class. So I just like to make one announcement that next Sunday, my target is to have the coaching call with the updated master sheet. We are already working on that. Once it is done, I will be sharing the link on the PGMP group. Okay. So till then, have a good day. Thank you very much for attending the class, and we see you in the next class. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you very much. Especially thank you very much, Amer sir. Thank you.
Sure, Sabir.